Hello class 10. Let's solve exercise 6.5 from your Ncert book. Question: a ladder 10 meter long reaches a window 8 meter above the ground. Find the distance of the foot of the ladder from the base of the wall. Let's draw the diagram. Here we have a triangle ABC. So a ladder which is 10 meter long reaches a window. Let A be the window. So from the ground, the window is 8 meter above, and we have placed the ladder in the slanted form AC, and its height is 10 meter. We have to find the distance of the foot of the ladder. This is the foot of the ladder C from the base of the wall. So this is the base of the wall B. We have to find this length. Simply we can see any building or tower or any vertical object will always be making perpendicular, be perpendicular or make 90-degree angle with the ground. So definitely AB is perpendicular to BC. So since we have a right angle triangle, we'll simply use the Pythagoras theorem. So we can see that since ABC is a right angle triangle, we can write AC square equals to AB square plus BC square. Put the values and calculate for AC, and we'll get the value of BC as 6 meter. Hence the distance of the foot of the ladder from the base of the wall is 6 meter. Question number 10. A guy wire attached to a vertical pole of height 18 meter is 24 meter long and has a stake attached to the other end. How far from the base of the pole should the stake be driven so that the wire will cut taut? So in this diagram, BC is the vertical pole which is of height 18 meter and AC is the guy wire. So it is of length 24 meter. We have to take out the length of AB so that AC has been stretched to its maximum and it is a straight line. So keeping that in mind, we have to find out the length of AB, the distance of the between the stake of the rope and the base of the pole. Simply we can see, since it is a vertical pole, by the word vertical it means that we have a 90 degree at the base. So angle B is 90 degree. So since it is a right angle triangle, we can use the Pythagoras theorem. So simply we can write down AC square is equals to AB square plus BC square. Just substitute the values. Instead of AC 24, instead of AB X, and instead of BC 18. Calculate the values and we are getting X square is equals to 252. Take out the root over and therefore X will be 6 root 7 meter. Hence the stake should be driven at a distance of 6 root 7 meter from the base of the pole. Question number 11. An aeroplane leaves an airport and flies due north at the speed of 1000 km per hour. So in this diagram we can see that we have drawn a graph based on the east-west and north-south direction. Let O be the position from where an aeroplane leaves the airport. Now, the first aeroplane leaves the airport towards the northern direction at 1000 km per hour. And at the same time, the same aeroplane leaves the same airport and flies due west at a speed of 1200 km per hour. How far apart will be the two planes after 1.5 hours? So, the first plane will travel 1000 km in 1 hour and the second plane will travel 1200 km in 1 hour. So, distance is equal to speed into time. So, for the first one, we can say that the distance covered is 1000 km into 3 by 2, that is 1.5 hours. So, 1.5 hours is equal to 3 by 2 or in time. So ultimately we are getting the distance covered is 1500 kilometer. Distance traveled by the aeroplane due west in 1.5 hours is 1200 kilometer for 1 hour, and now they have to travel 3 by 2 hours. So we'll get 1800 kilometer. So we have to now find out how far apart will be the two planes after 1.5 hours. That means after 1.5 hours, the distance covered by the first plane due north was 1500 kilometer and the second plane due west was 1800 kilometer apart. Now, let A and B be the position of the two planes. So we have to find out the distance between these two planes after 1.5 hours. So we can clearly see that the angle created here is 90 degree because we know that the angle between the north and the west is 90. So OAB has formed an right angle triangle. So since we know the length of OA and OB, we can clearly find out the value of AB using the Pythagoras theorem. So in triangle AOB, AB square is equals to OA square plus OB square. OA is 1500 square plus OB square is equals to 1800 square. We'll find out the square values and calculate it to be 549,000,000. Therefore, finally taking the square root, AB will be equal to 300 root 61 kilometer. So the distance between the two planes after 1.5 kilometer hour will be 300 root 61 kilometer. Question number 12. Two poles of heights 6 meter and 11 meter stand on a plain ground. If the distance between the feet of the poles is 12 meter, find the distance between their tops. We take the diagram like this. We can see that we have two poles AC and ED. So the height of AC is 11 meter and the height of ED is taken as 6 meter. And they are standing erect on the ground, that is they are making 90 degree at the bottom. So angle C and angle D both are 90 degree. One is 6 meter, another is 11 meter. Now if we take a line parallel to the ground, that is if we draw BE parallel to CD, which is the ground, then we can easily say that we have formed a rectangle. That means we can write ED, which is 6 meter, is equal to BC. Let this point be B. So that is equal to BC. So if this is 6 meter, this part will also be 6 meter. AC is completely 11 meters in height. So if BC is 6 meter, obviously we can find out the remaining height. So AB will be 11 meter minus 6 meter, that will be equals to 5 meter. So AC is 5 meter plus 6 meter and ED alone is 6 meter. Now if the distance between the feet of the poles is 12 meter, now the distance between the feet of the poles, that is 6, C and D, the distance between C and D is given as 12 meter. That means the length of BE is also 12 meter because this is a rectangle. Find the distance between their tops. So this is the top of one pole E and this is the top of another pole A. So we can join the two lines join the 2 points AE, and now we have to find out the length of AE. Let that be x meter. So the construction was to draw a line BE parallel to the ground CD. So we have calculated all this, we have written everything, and now what we can see right over here is a right angle triangle because at point B it is 90 degree. Why? Because angle C was 90 degree as it is a vertical pole on the ground. So it must be 90° right here. Now we have drawn a line BE which is parallel to CD. That means this angle is equal to this angle because they are corresponding angles, right? Since these are corresponding angles, if this is 90, then angle B is also 90°. So therefore we can get ABE as a right angle triangle. We already have seen that BE is equals to 12 meter and AB is 5 meter. So we can calculate the length of AE using the Pythagoras theorem. So in triangle ABE, using Pythagoras theorem, we can write AE square equals to AB square plus BE square. Let us put the values and we will calculate the value of x square as 13 meter. Hence we can say the length of AE or the top of the distance between the tops of the two poles is 13. Next question. D and E are points on the sides CA and CB respectively of a triangle ABC right angled at C. Here is the triangle. This is a very interesting diagram. So we have a triangle ABC, okay, and it is right angled at C. So we have to pay attention when we draw the diagrams. It is right angled at C in this case. Now, D and E are points on the sides CA and CB. So, on CA they have plotted a point D and on BC we have plotted a point E. Now, we have to prove that AE square plus BD square is equals to AB square plus DE square. So, let us join AE, then BD, then AB is already joined and DE. So we have joined all the points and now let us solve the sum. So we have to prove AE square plus BD square. If we look into the diagram, we can see that AE is right over here. So AE line is the hypotenuse of the triangle ACE and BD is the hypotenuse of the triangle BCD. And again, DE is the hypotenuse of the triangle DCE and AB is the hypotenuse of the triangle ABC. Now, in triangle ABC, angle C is 90°. Therefore, AB square is equals to AC square plus BC square. Again, in triangle DCE, a small triangle, we can write DE square is equals to DC square plus CE square. So, we have equation 1 and 2. Let us add equation 1 and 2. Then we will get on the left hand side AB square plus DE square. And that is equals to AC square plus BC square plus DC square plus CE square. Now, as I said that AB is also the hypotenuse of ABC and here BD is the hypotenuse of triangle BCD. So we will rearrange these things and see AC and BC belongs to the triangle ABC. But we can also write AC and CE belongs to the triangle ACE, right? So therefore, we will group AC square and CE square together. Remaining are BC square and DC square. So we'll write that together. So BC square is this and DC square is this. So if we take AC square plus CE square, AC square plus CE square by Pythagoras theorem, that will be equal to the hypotenuse AE square. So instead of this, we can write down AE square. Similarly, DC square plus BC square is right over here. DC square plus BC square. So we can write that as the hypotenuse square using the Pythagoras theorem, that is equals to BD square. So instead of this, we have written BD square. Hence, we can write down AB square plus DE square is equals to AE square plus BD square. Hence, proved. Question number 14. The perpendicular from A on side BC of a triangle ABC intersects BC at D such that DB is equals to 3CD. We can check the figure here. We have to prove that twice of AB square equals to twice of AC square plus BC square. So we have a triangle ABC and we can drop a perpendicular AD from A on the side BC. Now the point at which it intersects is point D. So this is 90 degree. Now the point D is placed in such a manner so that the length DB is equal to thrice of CD. So we have BD is equals to 3 CD. This implies that CD is equals to 1 by 4 of BC. So we can write down BC is equals to what? How did we write this one? BC is equals to CD plus DB. Now DB is equals to thrice of CD. So thrice of CD plus CD is equals to 4 times of CD is equals to BC. So ultimately we can write down CD is equals to 1/4 of BC. And from here we can write down therefore BD is equals to how much? 3/4 of BC. Instead of CD we are writing 3/4 of BC using these two relations. In right triangle ADB, that is on the right hand side, we can write down AB square equals to BD square plus AD square by Pythagoras theorem. Again, if we take the left triangle ADC, here also we can write down AC square equals to CD square plus AD square. We will mark it as 2. Now if you subtract these two equations, we will get AB square minus AC square, that is equals to BD square plus AD square minus CD square minus AD square. Now this AD square gets cancelled out. So since it gets cancelled out, we are left with BD square minus CD square. If we put the values right over here, we can see that BD is equal to 3 by 4 BC. So we will bring everything in terms of BC, because right here we have AB and AC, we are left for BC. So we'll try everything to be in terms of BC. So whatever we have, we'll bring in terms of BC. So CD is equals to 1/4 of BC. We'll write it over here. BD is equals to 3/4 of BC. We'll also write it here. So we'll calculate the values and it is coming out to be 1 by 2 BC square. So if we just cross multiply with this, we'll get twice of AB square is equals to twice of AC square plus BC square. We'll take this side to the other side. So hence proved. If this sum is of 4 marks or so, then we have to write elaborately each and every. Question number 15. In an equilateral triangle ABC, D is a point on side BC such that BD is equals to 1/3 of BC. Prove that 9AD square equals to 7AB square. Here is the triangle on the right hand side. It is an equilateral triangle ABC. And D is a point on BC such that BD is equal to 1/3 of BC. So, since it is an equilateral triangle, we can write down AB equals to BC equals to AC. This is also provided in the question. We have to prove this. So, AD is right over here. AD square is equal to some 7 by 9 AB square. So, we have to relate this and this side. We have a right angle right here. AP is a perpendicular on this equation. Now, since this is an equilateral triangle and AP is a perpendicular, we can say that BP is equals to CP, because we know that for an equilateral triangle, the perpendicular is always the bisector or the median. So we have dropped a perpendicular here. So we can write that BP is equals to half of BC, and BD is also given as 1/3 of BC. So therefore we can write down the length of DP. So DP is equals to how much? DP is equal to BP minus BD. This entire length minus BD will be our DP. So DP is equals to BP minus BD. So put the values from this and we will get 1/6 of BC. Now in triangle ABP, we can see that AB square is equals to BP square plus AP square. So AB square is equals to BP square plus AP square. Now AP square can be written as, here AP square can be written as AD square minus DP square using the Pythagoras theorem here for the triangle ADP. So instead of AP, AD square minus DP square. Now we do not know the value of AD square, but we know the value of BP and DP in terms of BC. So we'll bring everything in terms of BC. So now if you put it right here, BP square is equals to half of BC square, AD square remains as it is, minus DP square, which we have got as 1/6 BC whole square. If we just calculate the right hand side, then we'll get AB square is equals to 1/4 of BC square plus AD square minus 1/36 BC square. Now we know that AB is equals to BC is equals to AC. So we can write over here that taking the LCM, 36 AB square is equals to 9 AB square. So we have written BC in terms of AB as they are equal, as it is an equilateral triangle. So 9 AB square, if we take the LCM, we'll get 9 BC square, that will be equals to 9 AB square plus 36 AD square minus BC square. Now BC is again equal to AB, therefore we have written here AB. Let's take all the ABs on the left hand side. So we are getting 36 minus 8 AB square is equal to 36 AD square. So we can see that we have got AB and AD as it is given in the question. So let's furthermore solve it, and if we solve, then we can get 7 AB square is equals to 9 AD square. So we are trying to bring everything in terms of BC first because it is related to all the smaller parts here. Now we know BC is equal to AB and AC as well. So we will try to bring all the bits and parts from here in terms of BC and then substitute BC with AB. Then we can get this particular relation. Next question. In an equilateral triangle, prove that 3 times the square of one side is equal to 4 times the square of one of its altitudes or heights. In the figure, we can see that ABC is an equilateral triangle. We have to prove that the square of one side, just take any one side, say AB or BC, any one side, its square will be 4 times the square of its altitude. So AL is the altitude here. So we have to prove that 3 times AB square is equals to 4 times AL square. This is what we have to prove. So let us drop a perpendicular AL. So AL in equilateral triangle, the altitude is always the median. The perpendicular and the median is the same for equilateral triangle. Therefore, AL is not only making 90 degree with BC at L, but also dividing it into 2 equal halves. So we can write down BL equals to CL. So therefore, BL equals to LC, that is equals to half of BC. Mark it as equation 1. Now, from the right angle triangle ALB, we can choose any triangle here. We have chosen this one ALB. we can write down AB square is equals to AL square plus BL square. Now, we have to prove everything in terms of AB and AL. So, we will write any other term in terms of either AB or BC, because again BL is a part of BC, right? So, AB square is equals to AL square plus BL square can be written as half of BC. BL is equals to half of BC whole square from 1. Therefore, AB square equals to AL square plus 1 by 2. AB square, because BC and AB are equal as it is an equilateral triangle. So I told that we have to bring everything in terms of AB and AL. So if we have bits and parts of any other side, we will try to bring it in the full form of the side. So we try to bring it in the form of BC, and now since BC goes to AB, we have just substituted it. We have written the reason here, and now let's calculate. So if we calculate furthermore, we can get 4AB square is equals to 4AL square plus AB square. Take all the ABs to the left hand side, and therefore if we calculate further, we'll get 3AB square is equals to 4AL square. Hence, the last question, that is, tick the correct answer and justify. In triangle ABC, AB is 6 root 3 centimeter, AC is equals to 12 centimeter, and BC is equal to 6 centimeter. The angle B is 120 or 160 or 190 or 145. Which one? So let's solve. So what we can see is we have a triangle ABC, right? So in the triangle ABC, AB is given as this, AC given as this, and BC as that. So if we can find out the square of the sides, right? So if it is 60 degree, then all the sides should have been equal, right? Because in an equilateral triangle, all the sides are equal and all the angles are also equal. Therefore, each angle of an equilateral triangle is 60 degree. So to be 60 degree, all these sides should have been equal, but it is not in this case. So obviously we can understand it is not 60 degree. We can try out for 90 degree. Let's see whether it is supporting the Pythagoras theorem or not. So we'll take out the square of each of the terms here, or length of the sides, and we will take the sum of the square of the smaller size. So we can see BC and AB is quite smaller than AC. So take the square of AB and take the square of BC. Add them and see whether you're getting as 12 square, that is AC square, or not. So we are getting that it is equal to 144, which is the square of 12. Therefore, the Pythagoras theorem here is satisfied. Hence, we can see that angle B is 90 degree. So, the answer would be 90. Thank you everyone for watching the video. Hope it was helpful for everyone. Bye bye.